Welcome to PowerWash Simulator. I'm not gonna clean the other thing. I'm not gonna clean the other thing because I don't feel like it, and I want to clean something different. So I've been working on this satellite dish in my free time and listening to Fallout New Vegas music. Also, there's a bird, and I cannot, for the life of me, find out where this bird is. I cannot see it, nor do I know where it is, but it's there and occasionally screeches. It's real loud. So far I've cleaned the base, and it was really fun to clean. And now I have to clean the dish itself, which I'm a little worried about, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be as fun or easy. We'll get to it. This thing was a pain to clean up here. This thing had a bunch of stuff and things that sucked getting to. But, you know, that's all part of the experience, I guess. I guess the whole thing with this thing is there's aliens, and the only evidence I've found is this little print of it, which is now gone. So, we're 60% done. There's some RVs, a bird, and that's really it. And it's really calm and peaceful, and it's just dust, so it's not very hard to clean. You can just use the green. My favorite nozzle is the yellow. And it's real nice. It's real pleasant. Normally I talk about stuff in these episodes, but I don't really have anything to discuss, so I'm just cleaning. Videos have been weird recently. If you watch the Hollow Knight video, then you know my keyboard was having problems, and you would know even more context if you had watched my stream when I did that. And I got a new keyboard now, and I tested it out by doing Hollow Knight, which I beat again, and I also did a game called Project Rhombus, which is, I guess the premise of it was trying to mimic the Undyne fight in Undertale. I don't know, but it's a rhythm game, and I like music, so I played it, and I'm decent at it, so you have to press a lot of arrow keys, so I practiced with doing that as well, and it seems to work. A little uncomfortable, not as nice as my other keyboard, but it works. Oops. The other thing is, it's much quieter, so hopefully I won't have to edit out any more keyboard noises, and it will just work without giving me any problems. And I think that would be nice, because the amount of times I had to edit keyboard noises out of my videos, it was really getting on my nerves. So I'm also filming this at 5 a.m., so if I'm not as, I don't know, enthusiastic as I normally am, that's why. And videos this week are going to be real weird. Part of it is because I had to wait 3 days for my computer to for my keyboard to ship, because I had to get a new one. So that took some time. And editing doesn't technically require the use of a keyboard. I can do everything with my mouse, but it's a lot easier if I use a keyboard, because pressing space to stop and cut stuff, it's real easy. It's nice. So I did wait till I got my new keyboard to start editing videos again. And also, videos are going to be out of order this week. Because I uploaded Hollow Knight when I should have uploaded Red Dead, and I uploaded this when I should have uploaded Hollow Knight. And I'm going to be uploading Red Dead when this theoretically should have gone out, in terms of like my scheduling. And that's all because I recorded Red Dead during a stream, and instead of recording the actual screen I wanted it to, it recorded the screen that held Streamlabs. So you can technically see the game, it's just in a tiny little window. And I can't imagine that's pleasant to watch. So far, what I've opted to do is just maybe film the third, technically second episode, and just do a brief recap of what happened before, because every time I record twice, one through Streamlabs and one through my normal means. The problem is, and this is something I've noticed while setting up the VOD channel, is on a lot of my streams, the audio of the game is really quiet. And so then you can hear me talking very loud, but you cannot hear the game. And because when I record through Streamlabs, all the audio is together. It's not recorded separately. If I try and lower my voice, it lowers everything because all the audio is connected. So when the Red Dead footage I have, my voice is as clear as day, but the game audio is not. And there's subtitles, so it's not necessary, but it's just really weird having it basically mostly quiet. And so I figured, instead of reshooting it, because theoretically I could, but then I have to uninstall the game and just restart everything, and maybe I might not have to do that. Maybe I can just restart it. But I feel like it'd be too much, and it's all the intro stuff anyway. I feel like it's easier just to recap, maybe show us a few funny scenes, and then move on with the next episode, because it's all intro stuff. You can look it up online if you're really interested in seeing that stuff. It's a little bit of plot, but it's mostly just introducing you to game mechanics. Not that much stuff happened anyway. And I've noticed that, how my audio is terrible when I do streams. And sometimes I forget. Well, most times I forget, if I'm being honest, but usually I ask chat, like, hey, let me know how audio is. And I never have anyone saying anything. A few times I'll have people saying they can't hear the game audio, but I adjust it a little bit. And I think it's because I'm fearful that I will be too quiet and the game audio will be too loud. But I can't hear the audio when I'm filming or streaming, so I don't know how it sounds, and I just assume it sounds okay, and then I get in the editor program, and I'm like, oh, it sounds horrible. So that's led to multiple times where it hasn't been great, and I've had footage that is not the best quality, or sound is not the best, and I don't really know what to do about it. I could think about moving to OBS, but I think that's just going to be the same problems. I think it's a problem on my end, not necessarily Streamlabs, and just me not knowing what audio levels are good. So I tried to follow a few online tutorials, and some of the stuff has worked, and a lot of it hasn't, so I'm just I just kind of have to find out by myself and learn via trial and error. But, you know, that's not exactly fun. You know, it's not exactly fun being like, oh, I recorded for an hour and all my footage is dog shit. But, I mean, such is life and dealing with this kind of stuff. There's so much in life that is learned by experience, which is kind of sucky because it's not something you can just make happen immediately. It's like, well, you're gonna learn, but you're gonna have to wait until it happens to you. And when it happens to you, it's not gonna be fun. It's like, alright, well, that's nice, but not really much you can do about it. I suppose I could do more research into all of it. I'm very much an amateur, and still real bad when it comes to things like uploading on time and getting the best audio quality or having the best edits, or, you know, but you learn as you go. If anything, in a little uplifting note, I can say that the videos I'm making now are usually better than the stuff I was making very early on. And that's comforting to see. It was definitely a big motivational boost when I did that stream where I watched old content, because, man, I feel like, in terms of how many views the videos are getting, clearly they're getting more popular, with the exception of that one Death Store one where it's got over 1,000 views. I think it's Secrets of the Bell Tower, episode 18 or something like that. I don't know what it is about that video. It's just super popular. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I didn't do anything different. People really just like that video, I guess. I don't know. But the point is... What is the point? Oh, the point is that the videos I'm making now, usually, the videos I'm making now, I think are much better quality and better made than the stuff I was making earlier. And that's something that does give me a little bit of confidence. Because, I don't know, like, the editing in the ones I was making earlier was just so weird. Because I was making edits based purely on sound, and I explained this on that stream a little too, and I wasn't trying to match footage, and I was just editing it based on my voice and not what was happening on the screen. So you had a lot of weird random cuts and stuff, and I feel like it just wasn't great. But now I try and edit based on both video and audio to make sure it all flows nicely. At least I try. Maybe it doesn't turn out that way, but I don't know. People watch them, so I must be doing something right. There you go. I expected the satellite dish to be pretty hard, but it's going okay so far. I think this is going to be not the best to clean, and the underneath is going to be a pain. But this top side really isn't all that bad. It's just nice. Nice and easy. I got real tired of cleaning the same thing again, because I mean, the mansion, at least I had stuff to talk about, but I felt like cleaning the obstacle course. It was just getting boring and dry. I mean, that's PowerWash Simulator, I don't know. It's not everyone's cup of tea, for sure. Just a lot of people find it boring, but I find it satisfying. Especially, I just like going and power washing while listening to music. I got accused on stream, and I want to know. Leave a comment talking about this, because I want to hear it from other people. The way I listen to music is, I will have the song on repeat, and I will keep listening to a single song for, at times, like over 10 minutes. There was one song I listened to that I've listened to almost 12 hours straight. I took one break to go eat food, and I continued listening to it. I think it was like a 12-hour version or something, and I listened to it for 12 hours, I think. It was like 12 or 24. I forget how long it was. It's several hours, basically. Same song. It's not a long song. It's like 3 minutes on repeat for 12 hours. Almost completely straight. So, you know, I know that's not normal, but the reason I did it is because I found a little trick, and I don't know if this is... I don't know if I should talk about this, because I don't know if they know about this, but Spotify, you know, you can use it for free, but you get ads. And I found that on the Spotify desktop app for your computer, if you had a single song, and you played that one song on repeat, and you just kept repeating that one song, it would not give you ads. And then you would click on another song, and hit repeat, that single song. You would never get ads. And they didn't have that option for mobile. At least, I think on the free version they didn't. So, I couldn't do it on my phone, but on my computer, I could basically use Spotify for free without getting any ads. And now I have Spotify Premium, which I highly recommend if you can. It's just so much better. And so, I don't do it anymore. But the habits have still stuck around, because that's where I got it from. But even though that's not a thing anymore, I still listen to the same song on repeat for a long time. And sometimes it'll be the same song, just a different version of it. And so I'll go around listening to the same song, but just listening to different people's renditions of it, unless I think it's a bad one, and then I switch immediately, because it's just terrible. But I still do that, and people think it's weird. I got told by one of my my common visitors to my stream, saying that that was childlike behavior, and that I am a 5-year-old. I don't know if they said that specifically, but they called me a child, because that's apparently how children listen to music. And I want people to is that true? Is that real? Do children do that? Well, I never heard of other people doing that, but I did that. But I did that for reasons that I could listen to my music uninterrupted. And then I became a habit, even though I kind of did it before that a little bit. And I don't know. I'm not a child. I'm not a little baby boy. Do they really do that? Do children really do that? Am I weird? Because that's the way I listen to music. Like, I cannot listen to a song once. I usually have to play it on repeat. I hardly ever listen to playlists. Or if I do listen to a playlist, it'll be like 5 songs that I like, and the other 10 I will skip over and just keep replaying the same 5 I like. Or maybe I like all the songs, but I just like those ones the best. I don't know, it's complicated. And so I've been really self-conscious about it recently, because I did it, and I did it the other day. And I listen to the song until I get bored. But it's not like, here's the other thing you have to consider. It's not like I am just sitting down, doing nothing, listening to music. So, I like background noise. Like, I'm the type of guy to go to sleep listening to music, or to have a video playing and on like YouTube, and then I will go to sleep listening to that. Background noise, right? It makes my brain happy. So usually I will be doing something else while I'm listening to music, which I know is not necessarily uncommon, we'll just say. People do that all the time, whether it's chores or just hanging out, reading a book, what have you. But I basically listen to a song, and then I know I'm listening to the song, but I'm not thinking about the song I'm listening to. Like, I'm not singing along or thinking about the lyrics or anything. It's just kind of there. And then I keep listening to it on repeat until I realize, hey, I've been listening to this song for maybe like 10 minutes. I'm gonna pick a different song now. And rinse and repeat. And now I've wasted an hour, and I've listened to maybe 5 songs. So I kind of see where it's not normal. But is that really a thing a kid does? I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I hardly know any kids. But I also don't know that many, like, kids that listen to music. How young are we talking? Are we talking, like, 5-year-olds or, like, 12-year-olds? I don't know. Because that's the first time I've heard about it. It was quite a rude awakening, to be honest. And if it turns out that that is a very childlike thing to do, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Because it's not like I'm going to stop. That's how I listen to music. And I can't change because it just feels weird. And it's a habit. And it's a habit that formed out of something I used to do, but it feels so weird and foreign not to do it. Because I've tried. Because I guess I just obsess over a song for a while. It gets like trapped in my head, and I just feel the need to listen to it over and over again. Quite literally like a broken record. Because, if you know me, personally, you'll know that there's always a song in my head. I'm always moving around, I'm always bouncing. I can't sit still. And I think it's because I have ADHD. But that's a story for another day. I mean, all that aside, that could explain some of the behavior, I guess. But it's mostly... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's got me really worked up, and it's got me super self-conscious about it. And I just want to... I need to hear it from other people. Is it true? Is that really a childlike thing to do? Because I honestly don't know. And it's making me really upset. Because I did it the other day while cleaning this. And there's a Santa's Workshop that was like a exclusive winter thing that I never got around to. And so I cleaned that because I wanted something other to clean than the obstacle course. And so I just felt like power washing because it was nice and calming, and I needed to relax after the stress of my keyboard situation. Because I thought I broke it. I thought it stopped working entirely, but I air quotes, fixed it. It still was broken, and I still needed a new one, but I got it working to where I could power wash to take the stress away. And every now and then it stopped working, so I'd be stuck in one corner for 5 minutes just spraying water at the same dirt patch for 5 minutes, knowing that I couldn't move to go clean it, and then it finally began to work again so I could go clean it. But other than that, it was pretty fine. But it's all the past now, and I have a new keyboard. So, now I can power wash in peace, I guess. I was expecting this to be a lot more difficult than it was. But like I said, it's been really nice. I expected it to suck. But no, it's dirt, or this sand, dust, whatever it is. I don't know. It's real easy to clean. It's not the worst. There was a few areas with rust that needed a little TLC, but other than that, it was real easy. I still use the yellow though, because I can go over it pretty quick and I won't have to double back. Because let's say, just for example, like I used the white nozzle, which is the whitest. Where is it? Is this it? Oh, weird. Why didn't it change? Whatever. Like, this is the whitest, right? But I would have to go... I mean, I guess it's not too bad. I guess I could have been using it. That is a lot faster, actually, huh? But I like the yellow nozzle. I don't know. It's my favorite nozzle. And my second favorite nozzle is this one. It's like the red one, but it's 3 of them. And you have to kind of back up, because if you get too close, it will leave lines. So you kind of have to back up a little bit, but it will get everything basically on the first try. It's real nice. But I don't know, if you... I just like going up and down like this. It's calming, because it's just a nice turn your brain off kind of thing, which is what I need and what I like a lot. Very simplistic. But the whole reason I brought up the music, still on that topic, I guess, is I was listening to Fallout New Vegas music, because I've been playing the hell out of that game, and I am in love with it. I read a whole forum on Steam the other day about people arguing whether Fallout 4 or New Vegas was better, and I have both, so I'm gonna try it. I guess one is more RPG, and one is more not, I guess. I think they call it looter shooter. I'm still not really sure what that means, but I'll try both games out and see which one I prefer. But there's been kind of a revival in Fallout recently because of the TV show, and I think it's good because I've been really enjoying New Vegas, and the fact that there's people being interested in it again means that there's going to be people who will talk about it, and I really like that because I like it when people like the things I like. Well, we're almost done with this top portion. I feel like that went by really fast. I felt like it was really painless. Like it wasn't a whole lot of work. It was really nice. I guess I gotta clean this whole thing too, but it shouldn't be too hard. Although I can't get a ladder up here, so that might be a problem. I mean, I can just climb on this, right? I'm sure I can. It'll be fine. But it's been nice. And I found this one playlist for Fallout, and it's a bunch of different versions of the songs. And oh my god, the versions are so bad, at least compared to the original in the in-game radio. Because I'm not a fan of every song that's on that radio. I think there's a handful, which I don't know the name of. I don't know the names of them. There's a handful I just find super annoying. But these versions were... I felt really bad. And they all did things like I didn't like. And, actually, I think there were... No, that was a different playlist. But I just... I don't know. Music... Fallout, stuff like that, I guess. I don't know, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Normally I say PowerWash for like, oh, this is what the channel's happening, and here's updates, and blah 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 blah. And at this point, I just need something to film. Because I've been real bad at getting videos out. And I had a PowerWash filmed, I did it on stream, but looking back at it, I just felt like it was so outdated by the time I actually got around to editing it. I just felt like it wasn't worth it because half the information in it was outdated. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes I just want to watch stuff. I don't want to have to have information or updates just so I can power wash. Sometimes a guy just wants to power wash, you know? As is his right to wash with power. This might have some rust on it. This might be a little pain. I've seen some videos where they show you, yeah, that's rust. They show you what type of grime it is, or dirt. They'll be like, oh, this is dirt, this is grime, this is, like, there's a bench, and it'll be like, oh, bubblegum, or oh, this is rust, and I don't know why or how they have that. I haven't really looked into it, but I would love that so that I can know it's like, oh, this is rust. I should use a more powerful nozzle for this. They have a Warhammer DLC, and Warhammer is interesting to me. I've always loved the tabletop miniature stuff, and I'm interested in the actual gameplay component of it. Like, I'm not much for painting. I'm actually really not good at painting. If I'm gonna do art, I'm gonna draw. Drawing is probably my favorite medium, just black, white, plain pencil stuff, because that's what I'm good at least best at. But I've never gotten a handle on painting, and it's maybe because I haven't had good art supplies, because a lot of how you view art is very dependent on the supplies you have. Because if all you've been exposed to is like Crayola crayons, and then you try and draw something, and you're like, oh man, my art sucks. So like, no, you just need good materials, and then you can really improve what you're doing. But I still don't think painting is really my medium. Maybe I just need to listen to my inner Bob Ross more, but I've never been good at painting, and painting on a miniature scale, that's just like, that's leagues ahead of what I think I can do. So, but I'm interested in the war game aspect of it, the fighting, the turn-based combat, all that stuff. I eat that stuff up. My favorite games on Steam are turn-based strategy war games. That's my favorite stuff, because I'm not real big on RTS, because I like to pause and think, because if I make decisions quickly, then I will make stupid decisions, and so I like having time to think, and then overthink, and second-guess myself, and doubt all my actions up to that point in time, and then cheat to win, because I'm bad at the game. But all that aside, I think it's real neat. And Warhammer is something I've gotten into. Well, I haven't gotten into it, but I've wanted to get into it. But one, it's expensive as hell. And if you know anything about Warhammer, you can back me up on that. And if you're going to, there's a lot of lore. There's 40k, and then there's the other Warhammer. There's like 2 Warhammers, so that's kind of confusing. Also, for any of these war games, because there's quite a number that are interesting to me, I just found out there's a Fallout war game, like tabletop battle thing like that, and that blew my mind, and instantly I wanted it. But the problem with all of these is you kind of need someone to do it with. If you don't have anyone who will play with you, then you're kind of stuck. There used to be one of those stores that sells all that kind of stuff where I live. Actually, there's 2, but I didn't know about the second one. I went in there, and there was just a ton of stuff. I bought a book for a game called Flames of War, and it's basically one of those tabletop battle games for World War II. And they had a book, and it talked about the factions and the actual history behind World War II and all that, and showed off all the miniatures and stuff like that. And it was really cool. It was essentially a rules book, from my understanding. And I read it. I read the whole thing. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. I wish someone would do this with me. And I looked on YouTube, and I didn't see all that much information on it. I saw little stuff here and there. But it was mostly Warhammer is just so much more popular that you need people to do it with, which I don't really have. So that makes anything like that difficult. And Warhammer is so much more popular. Like, if I wanted to do it, Warhammer, I could probably find people to do it with. And then the other thing is, I actually, my interest in all these miniatures and stuff has made me kind of think about, like, D&D. And I've seen a few videos, and there's a couple times I'm like, oh, that looks kind of interesting, but every time I've really dug in deeper, I've never really been a fan of it. And what it comes down to is I'm just not a fan of the fantasy setting. Anything that's fantasy is kind of a big turnoff for me. I don't know, I don't really like fantasy. The most I like is probably Lord of the Rings. I can handle that. I love Lord of the Rings. Great movies. Haven't read the books. Probably should. But other than that, I don't do fantasy. It's just not my style. And so there's been several people who have, like, tried to get me to do D&D, or channels that do D&D sessions, and I've tried to get into it multiple times, and I can't get over that hurdle of I'm really just not into fantasy. I like modern settings, or if I'm going to do historical, usually 20th century is my preferred era. So if you had a game like, and I don't know, I'm mixed on role-playing games, because there's plenty of role-playing games that I like, and there's a ton of them that I don't like, and it all comes down to the setting. Fallout New Vegas is very RPG-ish, at least from what I've seen people say. And I love that game. I think it's fun, and I love kind of getting into the character and getting into the world, and there's many aspects of role-playing games that I do like. But it comes down to settings, because if you gave me a setting that was like New Vegas, but it's fantasy, it doesn't interest me all that much. And so, I don't know. I guess that's why. I don't know why we started talking about this. Oh, Warhammer, that's right. Yeah, this game has a Warhammer DLC, but you gotta pay for it, and so I'd love to do it, but I don't want to pay for it. Gary says it's all aliens. They're using our water to create clouds to disguise their activity, which is to steal all our natural resources. The cats are their recon units, and they're currently reporting back on dissenters. Guess who I heard this from? The mayor himself. We're days away from invasion, mark my words. Yeah, I guess the whole thing is just I nod again, this time backing well away. Depot Chubb. That is a strange name. I did not realize you had such a strange name. This guy was talking about how, like, all the people here are talking about crazy stuff, and how there's aliens and stuff, which not Fallout, PowerWash spoilers, so if you haven't played the main game or want to, maybe stop listening for 10 seconds. But one, we've already seen aliens, but two, the PowerWash lore is... I don't want to say it's complicated, because it's really not that complicated, but I don't know, it's just kind of weird. There's a lot of strange people you have to do jobs for. So, I don't know, this guy's weird. He might be an alien for all I know. Oh, we did have to clean the Mars rover. So that is something you do. Is you clean the rover. What is not clean on this thing? Oh, wait, the whole... Oh, this is part of the receiver, too? Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, that probably... Yeah, that probably would have been helpful. Alright, this shouldn't take too long. I might actually use this for it. And I also might do this mode as well. Because if you do this, I mean, it doesn't look as pretty, but you usually don't miss a whole lot. Because you get it on the first go-around. At least if you do it normally. Which I don't do anything normally. And we'll have it clean pretty close here. It's usually fairly forgiving. I gotta clean this, and then it'll give it to me. There we go. Well, that's most of it cleaned. We're at 80%, 81 technically, and we started at 60, so that's, you know, in my book, that's pretty good. And I'll probably clean this on my own, not in a video, because that's just gonna be a pain to do. But, yeah, we cleaned the top of the dish. It's looking pretty nice. So that's... I don't know if I'll be able to see any of it. Oh, I can see a little bit of it. How far will it let me go? Not very. Oh, there we go. We cleaned a little bit of it. I don't know. I didn't really have a whole lot to talk about. I just wanted to power wash some stuff. Videos are weird right now. They might be weird for a little bit. Things are happening out of order. I don't know. It'll sort itself out eventually. I'm in a weird spot in my life, but I won't bore you with all the details. Thank you for watching this episode of Power Wash Simulator. Thank you for dealing with all my silly antics, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. What is that over there? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.